Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K, and today we're going to be playing some MekHQ. Welcome Verank. Getting in here on top of things already. Must have been waiting for that announcement. What's the word? Notification. Yeah, cannot English today. So, we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. First things first. Yeah, so we have added Fred Jones to the roster, aka Hoser. Went ahead and added him to the TO&E, riding his custom awesome, the Hoser's Ride, which is a modified 8Q with double heat sinks and some extra lasers. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead. There is one thing I need to do first, and that is come down here to GM mode to edit. Being a veteran, should automatically be starting with a special ability. I thought it would be most fair to do that random generation on screen. So let's go ahead and roll that up real quick. That is number 53, which is Single Weapon Specialist. Oh, wow. That is, that's fortuitous. Verank, what weapon would you like to have a specialization in? We've got PPC, large laser, and medium laser are the options for this ride. Let's see. I wish they'd put these in alphabetical order. There's PPC. Yeah, that's what I thought. PPC. Oh, that is going to be a huge boon. Unfortunately, that is going to exclude you later on from having the energy weapon specialization that we were talking about. But arguably, especially in this situation, the PPC specialist is even more valuable. Seeing as how you're in a mech with 3 of them. And let's go ahead and show that on screen real quick. There it is. That is 19 double heat sinks. Same armor as a standard 8Q, 4 medium lasers in the legs, the basic 3 PPCs, an extra large laser in the center torso, and the small in the head as per normal. We also have a bit of a bio here for Hoser. Apparently he is from Cathil, which is not a planet that I had ever heard of before, but hey, the Inner Sphere is a big place. So, we're starting him off as a lieutenant senior grade, as I do with veterans. Not complaining. Yeah, no. I mean, whether the PPC specialization or the energy weapon specialization is better really is a subject that could be debated either way. So, yeah, that's really cool. So I'm glad I did that on camera. I didn't want anyone to think I was playing favorites or anything like that. So again, he's not currently a member of the main lance on account of the tonnage. If we added 80 tons to this 315 we've already got, that would bring us up to 395, which would be a super heavy lance and would put us up against heavier opposition. So we do have a base attack that we're defending against today. We currently have deployed, I can click on it. We've got all of Mariana's Lance, which is Vernita in the Orion, Frederick French in the Warhammer, Murdoch Belfry in the Atlas, and Petra in the Archer. We are also on this base defense throwing in our field gunners. We've got 2 autocannon 20 teams, 2 autocannon 10 teams, and 2 autocannon 5 teams. We are also deploying our artillery vehicles. We have a mobile long tom artillery piece and a thumper artillery vehicle. Additionally, we have a pilot with a 2-5 skill rating in a Commando 2D, and we have 2 lances, mostly tanks, on our allied team, and civilian units that we are trying to protect. Again, 2 lances. These are all going to be primitive and non-combat vehicles. except for, well, I guess the APC is kind of a combat vehicle. The Toro, I think, has some guns, but most of these are not going to be worth much in a fight. It looks like we've got 6 turrets as well. If I'm not mistaken, rocket launchers only get one-shot weapons. Small lasers, flamers, those are only going to be effective within about 3 or 4 hexes, tops. The medium laser turret and the SRM-2 turret could end up being actually kind of useful, depending on where the bot decides to deploy them. Let's see, we are fighting against 2 lances, 1 lance of tanks and 1 lance of mechs with an attached foot platoon. I suspect they're going to be riding in this here Maxim. And then we have a second force deploying first force from the south, second force from the west. And that is also a lance of tanks and a lance of mechs. And that 1-2 in a vedette is a heck of a pilot. Terrain is heavy urban. Map is going to be Fortress City on a full moon night. And we could re-roll that if we wanted better visibility. And I think I do. I think, just to reiterate for anyone who's new to the stream, I have a house rule regarding re-rolls. Besides just using a reroll to randomly regenerate a condition, we also have the option of just shifting the roll 1 point. So like for full moon night, we could shift that either to pitch blackness or I think dusk dawn is the next adjacent lighter one. But I'm hoping for full daylight. I want maximum visibility. And we have daylight. Good deal. Especially with those autocannon 5s, I really want that long sight line, and you don't get that at night. So, our objective is to ensure that at least 3 units from the following forces survive. That's the turrets and civilian units. Let's see, that was 6 turrets and 8 civilian units. So we can afford to lose, what, 11 of them? Any of our allied forces, including the commando that dies, will cost us our contract score. And our goal is to destroy, cripple, or force the withdrawal of at least half of the enemies, and also to ensure that at least half of our combined team survives. Winner controls the battlefield, and if we do lose, we end the contract with a defeat. So we'll be moving on from the planet of Wing, where we currently are, if that happens, and it'll affect our, let's see, unit rating details. So, as you can see here, our combat record is currently worth 10 points, or 10 Dragoon points, I guess you would say. And that's 5 points per mission. And I don't know how many points a failed mission costs you, but I suspect it's at least 5, maybe more. Are you going to finish this tonight is my question. Regarding that, I normally play, as you know, from 6 to 8. I had decided if the mission is running long, at 9 o'clock, if I feel like I can still finish it relatively quickly, I'll keep going. But if it runs till 10, I'll cut it off then, or if it runs till 9 and I don't feel like I'm near the end, I'll go ahead and save it and pick it back up next week. And that is a serious concern, considering that we have 13 units deployed and like 30 some odd targets, I think. There's 9 plus 8 is 17. Oh, no, I guess just 17 enemies. It's just all of these allies. So again, we're in Wing, which is kind of in this part of Merrick space below the Federated Commonwealth. Our goal ultimately is to try to make it up to this northern section in the next 4 years or so, in time for the clan invasion. Let's see, quick recap. I wish it would remember how I like to keep that sorted by skill level and then roll. So yeah, we've got Murdoch with an energy specialization in the Atlas, which is kind of unfortunate because the Atlas only has the 2 lasers. Everything else is missiles and autocannons. We've got the Archer Mark 2 with multitasker, and just to refresh my own memory because it's been a week. Oh, it's a Mark III. The last hash mark got clipped off. The Mark III has double heat sinks and 4 lasers. We've got Fred Jones in the Awesome with the PPC specialization, the 3-4. And being a player character also starts with a point of edge. Currently no awards yet. He'll be picking up a 2nd point of edge, assuming he survives the battle, when he gets his combat experience, or combat, what's it called? Award, standard, combat action award. We have Vernita in the Orion with no relevant abilities. And we've got Frederick French, who's also a 4-4 pilot with 2 edge in the Warhammer 6ML DHS variant. I don't think there's anything else we need to handle before we just go ahead and jump right on in. So I will be fiddling with the deployment, I suspect, at the very least for the artillery. I'm going to have the artillery start off board because just in my opinion, that's how artillery should work. And I assume that they were not in the city when it was getting attacked. So let's take a quick look at how the game board is going to look. This is a very dense urban kind of look. So that's what we can expect. Let's go ahead, compact display. Okay, field gunners are all going to be deploying prior to the beginning of the match. That's 6, 2, 2, and 2. Yeah, okay, right. We are configuring, they're slow. That's why they default to turn 14. Let's see, the Archer and the Orion and the Warhammer and the Atlas are also deploying at the beginning of the match. And we've got the Thumper and the Long Tom, and those are deploying also at the beginning of the match off board. Direction north. North works for me because our enemies are coming in from the south and west, so north should be where our reinforcements are. Let's see. We also have our 2-5 in the commando, and he will be under our control. Civilian units, as previously mentioned. Let's go ahead and take a look at this Torah. What have we got here? We have primitive armor, primitive cockpit, large laser, and some SRMs. So might come in handy, but probably not super useful. Friendly units, a 1-3 and a Crusader. That escaped my attention earlier. So that's probably going to be very advantageous. I'm starting to think I'm maybe not at huge risk of failing this mission. We've got, what, 913... I'm not going to count the base civilians. So we've got 1,300 tons worth of combat equipment on our side versus a little over 700 tons on the opponent's side. So hopefully this will just be some quick and easy XP. Major forces to watch out for are going to be this Scorpion with a veteran pilot at 1345 BV, the Wolverine with a 3-5 pilot, the Jenner with a 3-5 worth a surprising number of points, just over 1,000. Alright, so the size of this map, and that is its smallest resolution. Like, we can make this bigger, we can make this a lot bigger, but small works for me. So let me zoom out. I like to be able to see as much of the map as possible. Oh, designated artillery targets. Remind me real quick. We are deploying center, right? I think I'm looking in the wrong place. Yeah. Okay, our allies are deploying in the center Civilian units are deploying in the center. So I assume we're deploying in the center as well. So they're coming from, what was it, the south and west, right? Was west? I'm a little dyslexic when it comes to east and west, and for that I apologize, but south and west, yeah. Finding good line of sight is going to be the challenge on this map. I disagree. There are corners, and obviously you can't shoot around a corner, but these long straight streets are actually going to be great for our autocannon 5s and LRMs, especially during a daylight mission. They're going to have very limited avenues of advance. So coming from the south and west, they've got, you know, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 roads coming straight up from the south, and only about as many coming from the west. And we have, holy crap, 20 designated targets. That doesn't seem quite fair, but let's go ahead and start designating. This is going to take a minute. Yes to that. Yes to that. I'm starting with intersections because I feel like those are going to be the most advantageous places to start laying down artillery fire. We can go ahead and do that. And with 20 potential targets, no, not there, there, yeah. We can just kind of litter the entire landscape with these little red marks. And these red marks, for anyone who's not too familiar with the game, these are places where I can target with artillery and they will automatically hit. But as with all artillery, it'll take a couple of rounds to land. You fire artillery at the before movement and it lands after movement the following turn. So your opponent will have 2 chances to move before the artillery hits. So you kind of have to either get lucky or be able to predict where your enemy is going to be, and in this case, you know, these bottlenecks are super helpful. Let's see, where else do we want these? How about right there? 2 left. Let's go ahead and put 1 there for anyone coming up from the south, and I think here. Okay. How does that look? Oh, they don't show up yet. I was hoping to get a nice grand overview. So yeah, just kind of scattered about, and we'll use them as needed. If we had more artillery, that'd be more useful, but we're only going to be launching 2 shells per round. We've 1 initiative for deployment. Oh yeah, we've got 15,000 BV versus their 12,000, and that's just our team. We've got, so yeah. All right. They're coming from the south and the west, and it looks like they already have a scout tank and a hover transport here. Those guys are going to be coming in fast and hot, so I think I want someone with some range. Well, oh, let's see. Yeah, we can plop an autocannon 5 here. I'm gonna need this map. I'm gonna need the heck out of this map. And I guess we can put the other one. Okay, let me find a good zoom that works for me. This I'm probably gonna have to do that on the fly quite a lot, which is, some people I think prefer using the mouse wheel to scroll the map around. I prefer to use it for zoom because then I can, you know, I find it easier to zoom in on things and zoom out when I need to see the bigger picture. I'm okay with, you know, just right clicking and dragging. And as kind of a corollary to that, the default controls for zooming in and out to me are really unintuitive. So when I do want to zoom in and out without using the mouse wheel, it to me is very difficult. So that's just how I prefer to have it set up. So I hope that doesn't bother anyone. Let's go ahead. Let's get this archer here where he can respond to that vedette and maybe anyone who's coming from like down in this area. Okay, so we've got another vedette down here trying to come in from the south. Let's see, those field gunners. Let's go ahead and maybe put one of our AC-10, something with a little range and a little punch, and face this way. And I don't think it actually matters which way the field gunners are facing. I think they can actually rotate a turret like they had a turret in any direction. But to me, it just helps me visualize like their intended purpose. Like this guy is intended to shoot down this corridor instead of like that way, for example. So who else have we got? We've got another vedette down here, and we can respond. What have we got here? We've got a standard laser carrier. Let's go ahead and put our other AC-10 here, facing down that way. So looks like they've only deployed 5 dudes so far. This is I hadn't intended for this to be such an unfair fight, but I feel like it really is going to be pretty one-sided. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh bother. I forgot to deploy the awesome on turn 1 somehow. This could be a problem. We really can't. This battle's not going to last 14 rounds, I don't think. Well, that's a bummer. I think we're not too far into this. Let's go ahead. Yeah. Let's go ahead and fix that. I'm not trying to be cheaty, I promise. I don't know how I missed him. But at least the second time around it should go a bit quicker. And yeah, it's not gonna let me select anything until it's done. Is that it? No, that's not it. Op 4. All right, now first things first. Everyone deploys beginning of the match. Okay, including the awesome. All right, and then the thumper and the mobile tom or mobile long tom deploy offboard. Okay, was that everything? I think that's everything. I feel like it took longer the first time, but I think that's just because I spent longer looking at things and discussing, you know, thinking out loud. Yeah, let's wait, hold on. Is there a way? Deployment, quirks, equipment, no, cancel. There should be, I thought, a way to do away with the pre-designated artillery landing spots, but all right, once more with feeling. And again, this is a whole new map, so we're just kind of starting fresh. We'll go there. We'll go there. Maybe there could be important. I think there and there. How about there? I don't want to put it too close to the edge of the map because by the only way that's going to hit anything is if it's like just hanging out at the edge of the map, and I'm kind of expecting them more to come towards me. So like anyone who deploys in this hex, for example, is immediately going to leave the hex and therefore be basically immune to artillery in that hex. So just a little in the mind of yours truly thought process kind of going on there. And again, I apologize. I'm not trying to drag this out any more than I have to. But it's, near as I can tell, it's basically unavoidable. How do I want to do this? We've got 4 more targets to place. I don't see any massive holes in our coverage, so I'm just kind of hitting spots that I think might end up being important. Alright, yeah, that works for me. We've won initiative again. Alright, cool. Alright, now just to double check. Okay, these guys are not highlighted, which means I can't deploy them, but that's fine because they're off the board. Go ahead and get this out of the way. Let's go ahead and get some long-range tomfoolery going on here. And maybe I feel like this spot here gives me a couple of good avenues in case they come up from like this area down here. So we've got a Drillson and a Pegasus over here to the left. It looks like the Drillson's going to be trying to come down this street towards these guys. Let's go ahead and put the archer here. I was reading the levels of strategy can get the other units in faster. That is true. Most of the rules sets that I've seen for playing MekHQ allow strategy to let you bring reinforcements in earlier, but at least in version 0.48, which I'm playing, it's not automatically calculated. You have to go in and do it manually, and I completely spaced on clicking on that mech and changing its deployment. So it was just round 14, which, you know, was not workable for me. Let's see, it looks like that Drillson is going to be coming in there. Drillsons, as I recall, are fairly tough little buggers. Or that's a Pegasus. Drillson's up there. Pegasus, slightly less of a threat, as I recall. But if I had autocannon 2s or more autocannon 5s, I'd try to set them up for these longer stretches. But unfortunately, we just have the 2 light autocannons. Most of our stuff is pretty heavy, the 10s and the 20s. So we've got a vedette down here. Let's go ahead and counter that with some field gunners here. Let's see, that awesome is gonna have, it's got the 3 PPCs and the large laser, so it's pretty good at reaching out and making its intentions known. So I kind of want to save that for last to bring that to bear against the enemy's more heavy units. Like that, what was it, a Crusader that they had? Vedette is gonna have a hard time getting into combat. He's not that fast and he's not in a good place. I don't think I have to worry about him for a little while. Let's see. So we've still got the Commando. We've still got the Austin, the Orion, the Warhammer, the Atlas, and the 220s. I kind of want to put one of these autocannon 20s near this intersection. Something tells me that this intersection area is going to be some of the more brutal fighting. There's already 2 tanks there. Let's go ahead and back you up there. What do we got here? We've got a stinger. How about we counter that with a commando? I feel like I've kind of got the edge there. Just to refresh my memory, I think the 2D is the one with SRMs, right? Yeah. I couldn't remember. There's a version of the commando with a large laser. I just couldn't remember what it was called, so I wanted to make sure. And we've got a Vulcan. That Vulcan packs a little more punch, and he's got machine guns and I think a flamer, so I don't want to bring infantry against that. But we can go ahead and back up our commando with an Orion. Should make short work of a Vulcan. Now we've got a Hermes and a Jenner over here. We've already got the Archer. Now Hermes is probably going to try to come in at this kind of angle, I think. What do we got? Okay, all we have is the Awesome, the Warhammer, the Atlas, and the 20. These are all pretty punchy, kind of. Hermes is fast. I don't want to square my autocannon 20 up against someone who's particularly fast. The autocannon 20 doesn't have enough range to be able to shoot it before it gets close. So I guess I can put the Frond here. Shooting light units with PPC is fun also? Yes, absolutely. I love Warhammers and Awesomes against like Stingers and Wasps. You hit them in the leg and they're just done for. It's the most fun thing ever. Free XP. Alright, so I've got the Vedette, the Jenner, Pegasus. We have, a Hunchback. And I suspect he's going to follow this path. So let's go ahead and counter him with an Atlas. Okay, what has changed? We've got the Hermes, the Jenner, a Wolverine. What can we... I think I'm going to try to bring Hoser down to this intersection and cut that Wolverine off before he can get in here. And honestly, I know with double blind, sometimes I'm not always sure if there's maybe like actually something in this area and I just can't see. I don't want to leave that totally undefended. Well, undefended aside from autocannon 5 here. Literally, I think the only thing I have left, is that autocannon 20. You know what? I'm going to put that autocannon 20 here. And he's going to be ready to move in pretty much any direction as needed. He's not going to move quickly, but he's just like a little bit of, backup in case things go south over on that eastern flank. Alright, we have, again, one initiative, probably largely because of this +4 bonus from all the command mechs and everything that we have in our force. So that's cool. Indirect attacks, and these, again, aren't going to land for a couple of turns. So let's see, the Long Tom, you'll notice, has a damage of 25/15/5, and what that means is the hex that gets hit takes 25 points of damage. All adjacent hexes take 15 points of damage, and then everything within 2 hexes also takes 5. Now with 2 rounds, let's see, the Wolverine's probably going to make it to here in 1 round, and probably here in round 2. The Drolson and the Jenner are also both pretty quick. I think, aside from the Vedettes, the Hunchback is going to be his only real slow unit. So let's go ahead and try to take out that Hunchback with some artillery. We'll fire Long Tom there. And the Thumper, which does less damage, 15 to the hex that it hits. Are we shelling our own town? We're gonna try to minimize any excessive collateral damage. But yeah, it's for the greater good. That's what we tell ourselves. Is that a good place for that? Actually, no. I think I want it to be there. We might catch the Drillstone, we might catch the Jenner, we might catch the Wolverine if he scoots off this way. As long as we justify dropping a long tom on a house. I prefer to think that these are commercial and industrial buildings that have been evacuated in the face of, what is it, 4 lances worth of enemies coming. Yeah, things get a little ugly if you consider that there might be civilians involved. I prefer to think that we're the good guys and we don't do things like that on purpose. Alright, so where to begin? Well, what I usually do in situations like this is I will declare that my field gunners who are in good positions stand still and wait for a shot. And a lot of the time what I've seen field gunners, the effect that field gunners will have on the bot is that the bot will avoid areas that have field gunners. But in this case, I don't know if they're going to be able to. But they're probably going to be hesitant to try to come in within range. Where did you go? Okay, so you're coming up here now. I think we can respond by that one. No, it's that one. You're going to stand still and wait for a shot. Let's go ahead. Okay, that Vedette is probably going to be in range here. It probably won't be an easy shot. Yeah, it's going to be long range, barely. So it's going to be, what, with your gunnery, it's going to be a 7, 8, 9 for movement, 10, 11 with his movement. So we might get lucky, but well, you know my philosophy. You miss all the shots you don't take. So, I mean, I'd rather take a shot on an 11 than stand back and not take a shot. Let's go ahead. I remember there was an older version of MekHQ where the little dot on the map would change color slightly to indicate that a mech had moved, or a unit had moved. Unfortunately, if they are different colors, I can't tell. It's been suggested I might be slightly colorblind, or it might just be that they are the same color now. Try to come down here towards this Wolverine. Try to establish a good line of fire down that corridor. Who was that? Who did I see? Okay, so the Wolverine is coming this way. Won't be able to see him this turn, but hopefully next turn I'll be able to face off against that Wolverine with an Atlas. That would be cool. He still hasn't moved any of these guys down here. That assassin hasn't moved. The vedettes have moved. Hermes has moved. You know, it feels like they should be having to move more dudes, given the circumstances. Autocannon 20. I mean, let's go ahead and start advancing this way. I'd like to try to get this autocannon 20 team down into this area and control, you know, this road, that road, that road, and that road. I think that's a good strategic move. Okay, so we've got a vedette here. We have some field gunner 10s here. It's not quite short range, but if we try to close, we won't be able to fire this turn. So that's going to be 6 for medium range, 7, 8, 9 because he moved 7 hexes. The alternative is trying to get close enough to use our small arms on him, and that is not happening. Because if we can use our small arms on him, he also has a machine gun, and we are much more weak to a machine gun than he is. Oh, that Maxim has moved. So we can... Do we want to walk or run? So that's medium range for the autocannon, long range for the lasers, good range for the LRMs, but we don't have the heat sinks to fire everything. Whereas if we do that, we can get the autocannon into short range. Brings the medium lasers into medium range. Yeah. With hover tanks, I think it's really important to get more shots on them because every time you hit a hover tank, there's a chance you'll immobilize it. And that takes away his biggest strength, which is his mobility. So, yeah, let's see, this is our backup autocannons. And yeah, I think I'm going to have them start moving down this way. Because we still don't have anything over here on this eastern flank. What was that? That was Vulcan. How high up are you? You're on a height 1 building. That's a height 7, height 2. We might have LOS from like somewhere up in here, but not through this building. So not that hex, not that hex. So we need to end up behind the Orion if we want a shot on that Vulcan. That's a medium range shot on a Vulcan that moved or jumped for a mod of 3. So that's, remind me, yeah, 2, 3, 4 for medium range, 5, 6, 7 for his movement, 8 for mine. Vulcans aren't super well armored, but they do have the narrow / low profile quirk, which makes them harder to damage, especially when they're being particularly evasive. All right, bunch of piloting checks for flanking while turning on pavement. Cool. All right, I think we can shrink this for right now. Everything is, all right, awesome. How's a shot on the Vidette? On, oh, 9s, because I forgot the weapons specialist. So yeah, we are definitely taking 3 9s on that, but unfortunately not in range of the large laser. You've got a 9 on him, and an 11, and SRMs. SRMs against hover vehicles, best thing ever. Even better than LRMs, because like with the SRMs, you're breaking it into 2-point clusters. So you get more clusters than LRMs, even though you're firing fewer missiles. Warhammer does not have visibility on anything, it doesn't seem. Atlas, you've got a shot on this Vidette. Not with the autocannon. Oh, I forgot we had modified this Atlas with an autocannon 10, so that's cool. A little bit more reach out and screw you. That's an 11. I mean, you never know. You never know. It might hit. So we've got 10s and 12s. And we've got 10s and 10s. So I think the Drillson is going to be our target. That's 1, 2, 3. And the LRMs are more heat efficient than medium lasers. 4 times the damage, twice the heat. So why not? Autocannon 20 doesn't have anything in range. Or no, yeah, that's a 20. Let's see. You, even if anything was in range, you moved this round. You have 10s, we'll take it. I mean, first round of combat, 10s. 10 is a good target number for the first round. Usually you don't start seeing 10s until a couple of rounds in. Take a couple of 9s there. You have, looks like, oh, just barely 12s. We pretended that ammo is free in this game because it might as well be. Autocannon 5, you're just kind of hanging out, wishing someone would come bother you, and that's fine with me. Oh, you have 6s on the Stinger. That is fantastic. Versus, yeah, 8s on the low profile Vulcan. 8s on the Maxim is tempting. It really is. I'd like to immobilize that. Oh, you are not evasive enough. He needs 8s on you, and he needs 8s and 9s on you. Commando might take a little bit of a beating this turn. We'll try to avoid that next turn and get his speed up. Yeah, we can build up. That was... Oh, was I shooting at the wrong guy? Yeah, I was intending to be shooting at the Stinger. Because Stingers have piss little armor. Alright, awesome. On 9s, lands all 3 of them on that Vedette. That is a lovely surprise. That's 1 to the front and 2 to the right side, scoring 2 critical hits, which stuns the crew for 2 turns and leaves him with 3 internal structure. Not immobilized, but it's kind of the next best thing. Urian needing a 9 on the Maxim, hits with a 10. Does some minor damage to the motive system, so that's cool. Especially on an all-pavement map, that +1 to driving skill rolls might have him crash into a building at some point. Friendly Bulldog shooting at the Drillson, lands an 8 on the turret for 2 points. So that's cool. Wolverine shooting at a building, which presumably has a turret in it, but that's going to take a long time at 5 points a turn to take that down. He rolls a lot better than I do. Yeah, for sure. I'm really pleased with how this first round is going. We landed 3 9s, 4 9s. I mean, this is going really well. The Atlas missed, however. The SRM-2 turret needed 10s. The Stinger on the Commando almost stripping that right arm. So yeah, that was not unexpected. The Jenner firing 4 medium lasers and an SRM at the Archer only lands 1 of the lasers to the center torso, leaving me with 28 armor. But Archers can take it, especially the Mark III has really good armor. And that Jenner is going to be running hot. That's, what, 15 heat for those 5 weapons, plus I assume he ran, so he's going to be running 7 heat at the end of this turn. Archer at the Drillson lands 1 of his LRMs for 16 missiles. Costs it a little bit of speed, which is helpful. And leaves the front with 13 armor and the turret with 17. Vedette misses the friendly Crusader. Friendly Whitworth misses on 12s. The civilian Marsden with an autocannon 5 misses the Drillson on a 12. Vedette firing at the Atlas misses on an 11. Autocannon 10 team firing at the Drillson needs 10s and misses. Friendly Crusader firing at the Vedette hits with 9 missiles to the right side, costs it some speed. And 9 more to the right side, stunning the crew. Autocannon 10 field gunners hitting this Vedette in the right side. 53. I assume 53 was previously damaged. Who? Oh yeah, right here, by the Crusader. So that's cool. That's 1 target down already. Autocannon 5 field gunner on 12s misses. The Drillson at the Archer hits with a large laser to the leg and hits with 2, 3, 4, 5 SRMs, looks like. Splashing damage all around, but everything still has 20 armor except that leg is down to 18. LRM carrier at the enemy Jenner needing 12s. The Maxim at the Commando hits with 3 LRMs to the left torso, 3 LRMs to the center torso. And that 2D commando is already starting to feel like he's in trouble. Does return fire on that stinger, hits him in the arm. Also hits with 7 of the 10 SRMs, stripping that center torso down to nothing and getting a crit on the engine. Lovely. So that stinger is a medium laser from dying. Nice. Enemy assassin hitting hardened building 330028. I wonder if that's the same one. 330028. Yeah. So the Vulcan and the assassin are both shooting at the same turret, and it's gonna take a while. Archer took 20 points of damage, needs 5 rolls of 7. Good deal. Physical attacks. No, we're not going to needlessly destroy buildings. I have before been in games where it was prudent or even necessary to destroy a building to get to someone that was trapped behind it. This is not one of those situations. So, all of our guys are at 1 and 2 heat. Cool. Friendly Whitworth at 2, friendly Crusader at 6. Let's see. All of the civilians are still at 0. That Stinger with the engine hit, already at 4 heat, so he's probably not going to jump next turn, or if he does, he's going to probably avoid shooting all of his guns. Jenner, 7 heat, because he did run, apparently. So he's going to be, instead of a 7-11 movement profile next turn, he's going to be a 6-9, so that's cool. I love it when they do that. I do not have a problem with giving the bot Jenners in this game because it tends to overfire. I'm much prefer the variant of the Jenner without the SRMs that replaces the SRM4 with more armor. I had mentioned on the Discord. Oh yes, I forgot to mention on stream. I have a Discord now. There should be a link on my Twitch channel profile if you would like to join the Discord and get in on the discussion, talk about the game, or just contact me about literally anything. Yeah, I've said it before, I'll say it again, love to have you join the community. So yeah, that's actually the big news in my life this week is I've been ramping up production of community resources for the stream, trying to get people involved. I'm really super happy that we've got people like Verank joining the game here in the chat and interacting. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy to have that feedback and the participation. It makes me feel like I'm not just wasting my time here. Let's see, there was something else I was going to mention, and now I've forgotten what it was. But yeah, there are, oh bother. Yeah, I've completely derailed my train of thought. So we've got a long tom that we need to assign. I don't want to put it in front of the Alice and the Awesome. The Vedette's probably going to move. We could, I suspect this Vedette is coming up this way, so we can try to hit him there. And then, where did that Hunchback go? I seem to have lost sight of the Hunchy. Oh, bother. He was, I think he was coming up here. Let's go ahead and continue firing on this spot. If we hit it every turn, he's got to pass through there eventually. Okay. It's gonna bother me now. I'm trying to think of what else it was I was gonna talk about on the stream. We talked about the Discord, the YouTube, and the Twitch participation links and things like that. Oh, I'm missing something, and I don't like it. Okay, so Sorry for getting distracted, as I do. Let's see, you guys, I don't need this anymore. You're just covering up the map. Okay, so you're over here. There's a vedette over here, scouting stuff around. Yeah, we'll go ahead and have him stand still. Oh, do I guess I still have Discord open. Someone just posted in the Discord, I guess. Not trying to handle that right now though. Yeah, if you're trying to get a hold of me right now while I'm streaming, definitely the chat is the way to do it. I do have a limited number of screens. I'm sure everyone is aware that I'm working with a one monitor setup, so I've just got the chat on my phone. I need to lurk a few minutes, dog walking time. I'll be back soon and watch what I missed on YouTube. Okay, cool, yeah. I will carry on without you. You will be missed, and look forward to seeing you when you get back. Hopefully you don't miss too much. But yeah, handle your business, do what you do, have fun. And I will be trying to decide who to move next. Let's see. You guys, I think. Yeah, you're gonna keep moving this way, try to get that autocannon 20 in range. You guys, likewise, not gonna have a target this turn. Not gonna be able to make it into this alley yet. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, even if you move forward, you're not gonna be able to see that Wolverine this turn. So, no big there. What else have we got going on? We've got a vedette over here, trying to come in this way. I think I want Grand, Monsieur French, to respond to this vedette here. I think maybe I like this. There we go. I like that more. It's not any less evasive, but you know, it saves me a movement point next turn trying to get my facing right if I continue going down that way. Let's see, the archer, I want you to hold off. Awesome, and Atlas. Wait, is that vedette trying to get away? It is trying to get away. How is this going to work? Still a long range shot. Still, oh, not very evasive. So that's going to be what? 7 minus 2 for specialization is 5. 6 for your movement, 7, 8 for mine. Happens. Yeah, I think that's the move right there. Orion and Commando, you guys are holding off for the time being. Atlas. I think that's the plan, but I want to try to give him the opportunity to move first, so we can react appropriately, or so that we're not locked into a course of action that he can react to. I want to hold off on that for the time being. Okay, 10 field gunners. You guys haven't got do we advance? No, we hold tight, we cover our ground. Let's see, Orion, Atlas still holding off, Archer still holding off. You guys, what else have we got? We've got this guy. Okay, we're gonna have to move something that we don't want to yet, sadly. Let's go ahead. We'll commit the Atlas to this road, and hopefully the Wolverine charges us, so we can whack him in the face with an autocannon. Who was that just moved? Wasn't either of you guys... Oh, the assassin trying to come in. Unfortunately, not much I can do about that. So, I'm gonna have you guys sit tight. Let's see, Orion, Archer. Wait, hold on. We could get short-range laser shots on that Pegasus. It's he's got a mod of 4. So we would need, what, 9s, I think? And we've got 4 lasers, so hopefully at least one of them hits. Yep. And with, what is it, multitasker, I think the Archer has. So that could still be able to bring the missiles into bear. Orion be able to get in close on that Maxim, which would be nice. Only requires a 3 for sure. Yeah, definitely a chance worth taking. Autocannon 10 field gunners have a target now. You are definitely taking a shot this turn. I'm late, but I have arrived. Good to see you. Let's talk Battletech. Glad you're here. Lovely for you to join us. We're currently doing a base defense mission where we've got, what is it, 5 mechs, 6 field gunner teams, and a whole bunch of friendly units up against, I think it was 17 enemy targets. Well, 16 now. We killed a Vedette on turn 1. So you're not super late. We're just making our turn 2 movement. And we are definitely going to try to mess up this Stinger with that commando. I know I said I was going to move the commando faster this turn, but that is just too tempting. Alright, nobody runs into any buildings, so that's cool. Let's see. Long Tom has landed, dealing some damage to some buildings. Thumper has landed, damaged some buildings, but unfortunately not a useful target. Also has a Discord now. Yes, Discord hype, absolutely. There should be, if I recall, a link on my Twitch About tab. And I also started linking to the Twitch from the YouTube because it was brought to my attention that it was not obvious that I had a Twitch account if you found me on YouTube. So, yeah, I'm just trying to get my act together and be more of a, I guess more of a professional gamer, even though, you know, this is absolutely just a hobby for me at this point. But hopefully I can, you know, convey that into, you know, something. Lasting friendships and fellow players, if nothing else. Let's see. Same thing again. Missiles at the hover tank. Grant has the Vedette, and it looks like nothing else, I think, yeah. And that's on a 10s. Yeah, nothing else. So we'll take that shot. The Wolverine has gone out of line of sight and is apparently attacking building 330022. Needs 8s, which we can't immediately respond to. However, that is an assassin in close range against an Atlas. I need 6s. And assassins have little to no armor. So we're just gonna... Oh wait, I forgot I had specialization. Yeah. I'll take a 6 over an 8. Well, you know what? can do both. We can do both. Yeah. Archer, you were going to shoot at the Pegasus with 8s. And I mean, I know it's a 12, but it only costs us 1 heat, so why not? Field gunners doing their area denial thing, which means that they don't have a target, sadly. Parish Dennis, hey, how's it going? Glad to have you here. Glad to have you back. I have officially invaded. The Assassin is one of my favorite designs, though. I like it. I like how mobile it is. I just wish that... I'm not a fan of the SRM2, for one thing. It's not enough damage for the tonnage, and I know it's only 2 tons, including the ammo, but for the same weight, you can get 2 medium lasers, and I wish it had more armor. So I feel like higher technology really helps it shine, but the stock Assassin, honestly, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Personal opinion, obviously. Everyone's entitled to have their favorites. I'm alive. Were you... I don't recall. Were you here last week? Or did you miss a week? Either way, you know, glad to have you back. Love to see the chat popping off. Seven's on the drill sign. Nice. Oh no. Who is shooting at my infantry? Where did that go? Yeah, that's... Autocannon 5 needs 11. They are out in the open though, so that kind of sucks. Where were we? Oh yeah, these guys with no targets. So a heavier assassin. So you want an Enfield? I'm not familiar with the Enfield, and I'm not saying it needs to be heavier. I love the assassin's movement profile. It is absolutely fantastic, unless you're getting bombed on. That happened to me offline a couple of weeks ago. I had an assassin. He had jumped for full 7 into heavy woods. He had a total of +6 target movement modifier, including terrain, and the enemy fighters dropped fuel air bombs on his hex. They only needed like 6s to hit. I was so frustrated. They absolutely annihilated that mech. So yeah, sometimes bad things happen to good people or good pilots, or yeah. Assassin really needs armor. Yeah. Naked mechs. Especially, I wouldn't say especially, but I would say just as bad is the Clint. Not quite as fast and evasive, but it only has, what is it, like 5 tons of armor, I think? 4.5, 5 tons of armor, and it's just not sufficient for that 696 movement profile. The large laser is nice, and I know it's not supposed to get up close, but I can never help myself. I always try to get in close, even with mechs that aren't designed to. That's why I like the Grand so much, because those medium and small lasers really shine once you get within a couple of hexes of something. And then also, you know, once you're within a hex, you can start kicking for 14 points of damage a turn. So it is really one of my favorite mech designs that I've created for myself. Who dropped ordnance is typically banned in games for a reason. The fact they're basically... Yeah. And that's actually a problem that I've kind of had with Megamech is, and I don't know if it's the older versions, because I really just started playing against Aerospace, but Princess will automatically equip bombs to all of her fighters, and sometimes I've found a glitch to where you can't what's the word I'm looking for? Customize? No. Configure. You can't configure it. Like I said, I think it was a glitch, but I would right click on it in the lobby and go to configure, and nothing comes up. That was actually exactly what happened to my assassin. I had tried to take away Princess's bombs and it wouldn't let me. I was Oh, I was so mad. Shooting a Stinger with some SRMs. That Stinger is in so much trouble. Awesome. Landing 2 PPCs on that Vedette to the rear. Unfortunately, it does look like he's going to get away. We have not immobilized him. Let's see. Yeah, Ryan hitting the Maxim in the right side with 9 points of damage. Almost strips it out. Cargo / infantry hit. So I wonder... I wonder if that means that infantry squad is... I don't know how much damage the infantry squad took, though. And honestly, I forget how many infantrymen it was carrying. Let's see, we've got the Wolverine hitting the building. We've got the Vulcan hitting the building. Grand missing on 10s. Atlas missed with the autocannon, but hits with, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 medium lasers, one of them in the head, forcing that first consciousness check, leaving him with 1 armor on his leg, his arm, and 5 armor on his torso. Follow that up with 3 SRMs to the other leg, the other arm, twice. SRM-2 turret doing some damage to this Maxim. Not as much as I would have liked, but it's better than nothing. It has to be a new glitch, as the AI for aerospace has been massively overhauled. Until recently, the AI didn't know how to redirect aerospace back on the board or how to accelerate sometimes, let alone equip and use bombs. Okay, so that must be a version 48 thing then, because she definitely likes her bombs now. It's a little frustrating. Archer on the Pegasus missing with everything, including a critical miss on the LRM-20. It's a good thing we're not playing with critical miss rules like this was D&D or something. The Crusader missing the Maxim, Vedette missing the Warhammer, Field Gunners hit the Drillson in the turret for 10 damage, nice. Vedette at the Field Gunners kills 2 dudes, sad. Hopefully maybe they're just wounded, but for now at least they are out of action. Oh, is that the same one? ID3, yeah, so... Oh, those Field Gunners are taking some hurting. SRMs, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness! Killed all of them. I did not realize SRM-2s were that effective against Field Gunners. Wow. Wait. Oh, that's a machine gun. I was like, how did an SRM-2 do 8 damage? Because that's not an SRM-2. Yeah, I've definitely been having trouble with aerospace combat. I'm not as familiar with the rules for aerospace as I am for mechs. I do know it's kind of complicated. I've kind of got a grasp on like how to maneuver and shoot and things like that, but I'm not as comfortable as some other people might be. So yeah, the Commando shooting at the Stinger takes out that left arm, hits with 8 SRMs. So he is really doing some work with those SRMs. 7 of them hit last turn, 8 of them hit this turn. Right leg, right torso, left torso, right torso, critting out a heat sink. 2 points left in the center torso, and that's what, 8, so 16 plus 5 is 21. That Stinger's also going to have to make a PSR at the end of the round. Pegasus missing all of his 7s. Yeah, Stinger falls, takes 2 to the leg. Fails to avoid damage, makes his first consciousness check. Assassin also took 20 damage and needs an 8 but gets a 10. Much prefer aquatic combat. Submarines are jerks and I love it. I have not messed around at all with aquatic combat. I know it's possible, and I know like mechs, when they enter water, you know, obviously they have their breach chances. But as far as like submarines and things like that, I've never actually played on a map with enough water to employ submarines. I do really like that BattleTech is such a um, complex system that you can, and maybe one day I will. It will not be today though, because I've kind of got my hands full today. Kick the Stinger on a 4 to the left torso rear. Oh, there is so little left of this Stinger. Show me. Show me. It won't show me. Oh, it is showing me. I'm just dumb. Yeah. The Stinger's in trouble. Awesome at 1 heat, Orion at 2 heat, Atlas at 3, Commando at 2. Cool. Crusader is now at 8, so he's going to have a targeting penalty next turn. I wish he wouldn't do that. Stinger at 7, so that's a movement penalty for next round. Assassin also running a little hot, not too bad. So, aerospace and even more so space rules require a whole other level of galaxy brain. Yeah, absolutely agree. I had been watching Tirak play some aerospace missions on YouTube, and yeah, it's complex. And I love that MegaMech handles all of the record keeping and everything for you, because like keeping track of like velocity and direction and things like that is I had to build my own map for it. Not enough water on the maps I could find. I'm pretty sure you could actually configure the map generator to do something like that. You just have to like crank up the lakes and rivers levels really high. I've never tested that, but maybe that is something I can try out in the coming week before the next time I stream. That could be cool. I don't know how useful that would be for a mercenary unit though, because like how do you load a submarine onto a dropship and transport it to where your next contract is? That seems like it would be a logistical nightmare. Okay, so we have 1 initiative by a landslide. We've lost a couple percentage points, no big deal. Free Worlds League has lost almost a quarter of their forces already. Out of their smaller force. They had 5,000 coming in from one side and 7,000 coming in from the other. Indirect attacks. Where do... There was a hunchback down here, and he's gone now, and that bothers me. So we'll go ahead and launch the Long Tom there. And let's see, you're a 5/8, right? Show me. Oh, it won't show me. Oh, click the button, now it helped. All right, just keep shelling that that left side of the map. Oh, who was that? Who was that? Is that down here? I saw somebody move. I didn't see who it was. Oh, it must have been this vedette. We can go ahead and respond. Like so. What is that? Okay, that was you. So yeah, let's try to get you within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not quite medium range for the mediums, which... Yeah, I think I want to bring those medium lasers into medium range against that vedette. That should be pretty effective. There's something like that in Gundam. It used a small shuttle that went into low atmosphere and dropped the submarine that was then guided by discardable boosters that led it into the water. Interesting. Dropship dropping burgers into your mouth. Seems like a kind of a waste of resources, but I appreciate the thought. All right, game at hand. Let's go ahead. Get you there. Oh. Let's see, how else we got? Okay, so that stinger is effectively not a threat anymore. Not that it was ever much of a threat, but let's see what they're gonna do over there. If we moved there, we'd be vulnerable this turn, but for the following turns, we'd be in a very advantageous position. Only thing I'm worried about is the SRMs on that assassin, really. Yeah, that should be safe-ish. Okay. You guys. Yeah, we'll keep trundling down this way. I don't see any threats that need to be dealt with right now for them, but yeah, I like where you guys are. You can stay there. That was you and you. Yeah, continuing with the area denial. I could go for a Comstar brand burger. What's the name of the in-universe burger? What is it? Triple F burger, I think. Ah, jeez. I'm so far behind on my lore. I want to say Triple F burger is based in Davian space, but I'm not at all sure about that. Orbital Yumbardment. Nice. I like that. That's funny. Okay, so we've got a Maxim over here who moved for a mod of 3. We've got a Wolverine here that jumped for a mod of 3, and you're on top of a height 2 building that's a height 7, so we're not gonna see you from there. But I wonder, what's this? This is height 5, so you're definitely not going to be able to see through that. You're just going to be too mobile. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to have this Atlas turn around, or yeah, because you've got an autocannon 10, so 5 hexes is good for you for the autocannon. It's not great for the medium lasers. It's not great for the SRMs. It's not great for the LRMs. So really the only thing would be trying would have, well, of course if we run, we can get you into short range for the medium lasers. And we have 5 medium lasers in the SRM-6. It's a piloting skill roll, but oh, it's not really. Yeah. With a side of 1 Diet Coke of Cola. Oh man, you just is that similar to a liter of cola? We don't serve liter of cola. Just order a large farva. I don't want a large farva. Bonus points if you can name that reference. Kill me. Oh, who do we move? We've got a Scorpion, we've got a Vedette. This is not the one we were shooting at earlier. this is... Ooh, yeah. I'm glad I saw that little bit of orange arrow underneath the red crosshairs and above the orange explosion. I definitely do not want to do that. So let's see. The long tom's going to hit here. It's going to have a 2 hex radius. There is... if we could get to here, we would do it. But we can't. So I think we're going to stand and deliver. Super Troopers, yes, absolutely correct. Tell me that is not the best cop movie ever. Except maybe Run, Ronnie, Run. That was another good cop movie, but that one wasn't really about the cops. That was a little different. Let's see. Yeah. Medium range for the autocannon. There's still a hunchback around here somewhere. That makes me a little nervous. Oh, the Stinger stood up. Locked 1 for a mod of 0. Yeah, we're just gonna try to kick the Stinger again. Commandos make really good light hunters, as long as, like, by light you mean 20 tonners, because I wouldn't want a commando against, say, a Jenner or a Panther, you know, one of the heavier lights. So let's see, we've got the Vedette succeeding, needs a 3, Atlas needs a 2, and tried to fail. Stinger fell, damaged his leg, but then did eventually get up. Long Tom did a significant amount of damage to a bunch of buildings and hit a Vedette. That was number 61. What was that? I don't remember where that was, but we did motive damage, so that's cool. I think that brings him from what, a 4-6 to a 3-5, so cool. Eating 6s. Oh, these are all gonna hit, I bet. Yeah, I'm growing to rather like Hoser's Ride. That thing is pretty nice. We got that. We've got 12s, or we've got a 10. We'll take 10 and he'd build up 1 heat like that. The Zaku 2 of Battletech. Zaku. I recognize that name, but that's about it. I couldn't tell you. That's from Gundam, right? That's unfortunately about the extent of my familiarity, is knowing, or suspecting, I should say, that it comes from Gundam. So yeah, we got you here so that you could bust out some medium lasers and an SRM6. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that Maxim is toast. The Archer, who got badly flanked by this Jenner and the Drillson, that's no bueno. Yeah, that Archer, I think, is going to need reinforcements. So what we can do... Got an 11 on him versus 6s there. We can't designate the Drillson or the Jenner as our primary target because they're in our side arc. And if we fire the laser, we won't be able to punch either, which is... So basically, as far as these 2 targets from the Archer goes, our options are shoot the Jenner with a medium laser, shoot the Drillson with a medium laser, or punch the Jenner and not shoot the laser. Let us check the odds here. 7s. So I think what I want to do, we'll take a couple of 11s and a couple of 7s and save the arms for punching. Heat neutral. Yeah. Man, and this Wolverine is kind of moving up in this direction to reinforce too, I feel like. That's less than ideal. If only there was some project to convert Gundam to BattleTech that some very cool and handsome viewer of your stream worked on. Wait, what? You oh man, I feel like you might have mentioned this to me at one point, that you convert Gundam to BattleTech. I don't remember any of the details though. I'm sorry. Very cool and handsome, undoubtedly. He does indeed, and I screw around in it like I'm playing with toys. I mean, that's cool. I never really got into Gundam. It is popular among my demographic, but I personally, as far as like giant robots, I'm much more of a Western media kind of influence. Mainly being like BattleTech and Robot Jocks and things like that. A little bit of like the Robotech Macross, but that's kind of tangentially like coming from the BattleTech, not starting with Macross and going into BattleTech, if that makes sense. That actually reminds me, I keep seeing ads on Facebook. Someone had created rules for a game using little army men. And their big tagline, their big selling point is, you can use the toys you already have to play this game. And it reminded me actually of an idea that I had a long time ago for baseball cards. I think it would be really cool if someone would create a set of rules for like playing out a baseball game using your baseball cards as if they were like magic cards or something, you know, like, oh, I've got this guy pitching, I've got that guy catching, I've got this guy batting, and maybe dice or something to figure out if you hit and whether you get a single or a double or what have you. But honestly, baseball was never really something I was even really into watching. I thought it would be a cool idea to incorporate like an existing product into a new type of game. So I appreciate like that kind of mentality. Only bother with the Universal Century Canon Gundam timeline, so I avoid all the super robot stuff and keep it to the real robot stuff. Okay. I do know that there are a bunch of animes out there that I have had like no exposure to that deal with giant robots in a more realistic way. There's one that I saw at a convention once. It was called Pat Labor, I think is how it's pronounced. It looks like it's Pat Labor, but I only caught a few minutes of it, but I remember being really impressed with the robots and how tanky they were relative to other animes. So I don't know if anyone here has ever heard of Pat Labor, but if so, that's something I would be interested in checking out, maybe eventually at some point. I'm gonna finish off that stinger this turn. Oh, I saw an exclamation point. All right, Wolverine still shooting at this turret. Yeah, 33022. Awesome at the Vedette, hits with all three. I called that one. Left side, front, and left side. +1 to driving skill rolls. Commander injured, crew stunned, and finished off with the large laser. Sweet. So that is 2 tanks down. And I assume the Stinger, but we'll see. Orion at the Maxim hits with the LRMs, 12 of them to the right side, front, and right side again, destroying it. So I guess my Atlas kind of wasted his turn shooting at the same target. SRM-2 turret shooting at the Vulcan, catches it with a couple of SRMs, left arm, right leg. If you want the realist depiction of mechs in anime, that is almost BattleTech level. Please, I beg of you to check out my favorite anime, Armored Troop Votoms. Am I saying that right? Votoms? I've never heard of it. Is it like, um, is that something I would have to like pick up at a specialty store, or is that streaming anywhere? Uh, I'm curious because I do like my mechs tanky, less floaty, I guess. Um, the exception being Macross. I like the Macross mechs because um, it's more of a fighter jet feeling than a tank feeling, but I feel like it's equally valid. Um, Warhammer shooting at the Vedette, 10 to the turret, sweet. Medium lasers to the left side, stun the crew. To the rear, driving roll penalty, cool. Atlas at the dead Maxim, we can kind of skip that. Jenner at the Archer, hits it in the leg. Would have gotten a through armor crit, but we had edge, fortunately. 5 damage, yeah, 5 damage to the leg, restating, and a medium laser to the arm as well. Okay. Whitworth missing on 12s and probably overheating to do so. Vulcan shooting at the building, basically ineffectively. Ineffectually, I think is the word I'm looking for. Archer shooting at the Vedette, hits with all of 6 LRMs, but does immobilize it. So sometimes 6 LRMs is all it takes. Vedette shooting at the Warhammer needs a 4. Damn. What kind of pilot are we? Oh, wait. I think I made a note of that. Yeah. That Vedette. Number 62 is the one to watch out for. That's dangerous. I'm just glad he doesn't have more bigger guns. Votoms are barely larger than power armor. I think they cap at about 5 meters or so. Votoms is a show all about how crappy it actually is to be a mech pilot. Votoms are cheap and mass produced, and the show focuses on how vehicles and AT infantry take them down. Anti-tank infantry, I assume. Okay, cool. So like a more gritty, realistic, I'm guessing more of like a behind the scenes kind of look at tank style combat, where it's more about the characters and the trials between combat and less about the actual fights. Okay. You know what? I am. Give me just 1 second. Let me just in big letters at the bottom of my notes. Votoms. Yeah. I'll look and see if that's streaming anywhere, and I'll make sure and check that out between now and next time I go online. So I appreciate the heads up on that. I look forward to seeing that. Let's see. Vedette hit the Warhammer. Field gunners firing their small arms at the Pegasus and missed, but only barely. Crusader taking a cooldown turn, looks like, missed the Vulcan. Vedette missed the Archer. Vedette missed the Awesome. LRM carrier missed the Vulcan. Why does that LRM carrier need 12s? What kind of... Are you just... You're actually a decent shot. I assume it's long range, and the Vulcan presumably was really evasive this round, but 12s? 12s! With an LRM, like, how far away are you? Drillson hits the Archer, and I think that's the other leg now, leaving 16 armor and 1 SRM. That Archer had already taken 10 points of damage, I think, so that's 10 more. So that's going to be a PSR. Maxim hits the Atlas with a couple of machine guns and some SRMs. Right torso, right arm, center torso, left arm, right torso. But it's an Atlas. It really doesn't care. Pegasus hits the Atlas with 4 more SRMs. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Nothing to worry about there. Assassin at the Atlas, 5 to the right torso, and probably a PSR. I wasn't counting. Commando destroying the Stinger's other arm, getting some back hits, taking out a jump jet and a heat sink. And another heat sink, right torso rear gone, center torso rear down to 0, left leg, right leg, left torso rear destroyed. There's the torso gone. I needed that. I was really worried that Stinger wasn't going to go down this turn. And the archer needs a 5, gets a 3. Goes down, takes 5 to the left arm and 2 to the center torso rear, but we do avoid damage, so at least there's no injuries. The show itself is a conspiracy war thriller. Conspiracy war thriller. I'm sorry, I just had to reread that. As far as I'm aware, it's very hard to find outside of those dubious sites. Are you talking like torrents? I own the new Blu-ray release. As far as I'm aware, High Dive is the only service that carries Votoms for us Westerners. I've never heard of High Dive. I assume from context that that's like LimeWire or something, like a file sharing service, or is that a streaming service? Oh, yeah, it's probably a streaming service now that I think about it. I don't know why I immediately went to Kazaa. I'm not dubious as in completely not piracy, illegal streaming sites. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know like the illegal streaming thing isn't as big a deal as it was back in like the 90s and early 2000s, but it's, I don't know, I guess it's something I still have kind of mixed feelings about. Yeah, no unnecessarily punching buildings. Also LimeWire, God, now I feel yeah. You want to feel really old, let's talk about Napster. Awesome running at 1 heat, Orion running at 1 heat. The Atlas is at 4 now, but we knew that. The Commando is at 3, but that's fine. Whitworth at 7, Crusader at 4, even after only firing 1 LRM this turn. The Assassin running at 6, Jenner running at 8. This is all good news as far as I'm concerned. We have lost the initiative for the first time this match, I think. We're down 4%. Our allies are down 1%. We're doing a great job of protecting our civilians. 100% of them remaining. Turrets at 100%. Enemy down to 43 and 93. So we do have to, our victory condition is to defeat 50% of this combined force. We're not there yet. I'll start looking at that once, and that's 12,000-ish, 12,500. So we need to get them down to what, 6,250-ish? So a couple thousand points to go. 100% Civi BV left? That's at least 230% better than my usual missions. Yeah, the civilians are doing a good job of staying out of the fight. I saw, I think one of them fired an autocannon 5 at one point, but other than that, yeah, they're not really seeing much action. Let's see, indirect fire. Where do we want to land? What? I mean, we're technically not limited to these auto hit zones. We could put it wherever we wanted. Thing is, I still need to be careful about where I put it between my own units and friendly units, because one thing I've noticed about using friendly units and artillery is it doesn't seem as though my commanding unit or my commander communicates to my allies where the artillery is coming in. I've had problems before where the allies just totally cluelessly walk into where the artillery is coming down. I'm like, no, you fools. There's still a hunchback around here somewhere. Actually, do I want to do that? That awesome is slow. It's going to take him like 2 turns to get through here. And I'm pretty sure that hunchback is somewhere down here. Maybe I want to take a turn off from that. We can, are you mobile? Yeah, you're immobile. So we can, we send the long Tom here. Well, Yeah, I think we're gonna send the Long Tom there, try to kill that Vedette with 5 points a turn of splash damage. Try to take some of the pressure off of the Archer so he can turn around and deal with this Jenner. And I think the Thumper we're gonna put there. Yeah, I think that's the plan. We put the danger in danger close. Yep. We try not to, but it is what it is. That's right. We lost initiative, so we're moving first, unfortunately. Flamer platoon. Let's take a look at, well, let me get this out of the way. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and sync some initiative. You guys are sitting tight. Overwatch. Same with you guys. Okay. So that means he should have moved a couple of guys. If I can find them, I can take advantage of it. Flamer foot platoon. You have 23 points of internals left, so I assume that's 23 guys. One thing about my strategy is that I do not tend to employ much in the way of machine guns. So infantry is actually kind of an Achilles heel for me. But you know what? You put enough lasers into something and it's gonna die eventually. Sending orders via fax machine. I'd like to think that we have, you know, radio comms of some sort. But you're right. Because of the nature of the game and when it came out, yeah, it's it can be a little iffy what kind of comms and technology is available. So we've got a Long Tom landing this turn, so we want to not be there. Where? Because this also needs to move because we've got a Long Tom. Oh, we've got a Thumper coming in next turn. I really want to. That Wolverine is being a thorn in my side. Something fierce. This Jenner is being a thorn in my side. Wish my side didn't have so many thorns in it. Alright. Commando. You have SRMs. SRMs are pretty good at infantry. Not the best, but pretty good. That gives us all the evasion that we need, and we only need a 4. Here's hoping. But did we do it? Yes, we did it. Cool. Comstar brand 9-pin economy dot matrix printer. Yep, about that. Wait. Oh, shoot. I totally missed that. I totally missed the fact that I had infantry there. Oh, they're so dead if they don't move. Change of plans, boys. Alright, so still waiting for that Vedette to move, still waiting for the Jenner to move. Scorpion has moved, which, yay. This Vulcan over here, basically unopposed, or at least by my own forces. Plenty of allies in the area, but mostly not the most effective types. So what can we do? We've got these guys. Yeah. There's the Hunchback. I found him. Or he found me, something like that. Okay, that's in one turn. So we've got a little bit of time. We've got the Orion and the Commando coming in. Pegasus and the Assassin and the Wolverine. That Hunchback. That Hunchback is worth almost 1,000 points by himself. If we can take him down, that's almost halfway to victory right there. Black machine guns, just buy some fleas and piranhas. Well, not a huge fan of fleas, not a huge fan, honestly, of any of the 20-tonners, just because 20-tonners are so limited in how much armor they can mount. And I think piranhas don't come up until a little later, if I'm not mistaken. The Hunchback, the chaddest of the medium mechs. It's a medium, but it's trying to be an assault. What else can we do right now? I mean, if that's where you want to be. Okay. Oh, he's in this hex. Let me just, yeah, that's where you are. Let's see, we can plan for next turn. Can you see that? He's height 6, that's height 5. 3 hexes. 3 hexes is less than ideal for the PPCs, but it's good for the large and medium lasers. It's not bad for the PPCs either, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. Hunchback of Notre Damage. Nice. I'd really rather see where that Jenner ends up going before I move the Archer. Let's see, who do we have left? We've got the Archer. We've got some autocannon 10s who are in danger from this Vulcan. Do we duke it out or do we retreat? You've got how many machine guns? You have 1 machine gun and a flamer. You will absolutely annihilate a platoon of field gunners. We're gonna hightail it. I don't want to lose my people. I feel bad about losing infantry. Pretty pony cannon? Pretty pony cannon? You're referring to the Hunchback? I don't follow. Alright, Archer is the only thing we've got left. He saved the Jenner for last. I think that's our best option. Alright, Commando needs a 4, gets an 11, Bulldog needs a 1. Wow, Bulldog has got quite the pilot too. Alice needs a 2, Archer needs a 4, cool. Long time. Shelling some buildings that are hopefully empty, because I assume we had enough warning to evacuate. Oh, now here's a tough decision. We've got... Who's shooting at you? Bulldog firing autocannon 2s needs 6s. We can shoot the Wolverine on 5s, or the Assassin on 3s. That Assassin is not... I mean, that's basically a guaranteed hit. And with the assassin, every hit is going to be devastating. Whereas the Wolverine, not as easy of a shot for the PPCs, easier with the medium lasers. But you've got 152 armor, which we need to start working on. How about... Let me think about this. 5s. 6s. I think I'm gonna primary target the Wolverine with all the close range stuff. And the assassin with... That leaves us with 4. Yeah, I think that works. Might as well save our ammo since the medium laser is going to kill just as many people as the autocannon. And less than the SRM. What's this? Large laser on a 12 from the Toro. I don't see that connecting, but I mean, I appreciate the sentiment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty hot, but we'll have a cool off turn next turn. I like it. Sevens and 5s, or come on, show me. 76. If we do 22 damage to that building, he falls 6 levels. One, 2, 3. If I'd planned ahead for this a little better, it would be easier to hit the building. You know what? Just for grins. If we make that our secondary target, that's only a 2. One, 2. $10, $15, $20, $25. I think that's how I maximize my effectiveness. 6 levels of falling damage should be pretty significant, and I think it'll be more than what we would land with. I think it would be more than the 25 damage that it costs us, so to speak. You need 7s, and I think the best chance we've got is to try to immobilize you. That's a 7, that's a 6, so we'll take the 6. Because that Wolverine is going to take a beating before he goes down. Field Gunners, you guys moved this turn, right? Yeah. And you haven't got a target anyway. You guys haven't got a target. You guys likewise moved this turn to get away from that Vulcan. Autocannon 5. Oh man, that Wolverine has so many arrows pointing at him. And that assassin was not nearly as evasive as he needed to be this turn. I feel like, and I may be wrong, but I feel like it's only going to be another turn or two before we've reached our 50% goal. And Commando running a little hot. Let's just do the SRMs. With any luck, we'll kill like 10 dudes. Alright, Bulldog hits the assassin with an autocannon 2 to the center torso. Nice. Autocannon 20, field gunners pushing in the streets. I'm just imagining future sci-fi soldier dudes pushing World War II PAK 40s in the streets. Not familiar with the PAK 40, but yeah, the thing about field gunners is that I think you need one soldier per ton of gun to fire. So that's why an autocannon 20 only has like 2 guns per platoon versus like 4 guns for an autocannon 2. But yeah, it seems pretty unrealistic to me that one guy can physically manhandle a ton worth of gun. You know, what is it? Moved 3 hexes, that's what, 90 meters theoretically in 10 seconds. I'm hoping that's motorized somehow or otherwise self-propelled, because otherwise that kind of stretches the bounds of believability. Alright, awesome. Firing a bunch of lasers at the Wolverine, hits with literally everything, so that's 28 points of damage. Left torso for 8, left arm, left leg, and the center torso for 10. 2 PPCs at the assassin, going critical on the right torso, taking out a jump jet. PAK 40 is like the stereotypical German anti-tank field gun. You've seen it everywhere. Okay, so the one that's got like, that's like on a trailer with like a little shield up around the barrel to protect the guys, that one. Let's see, the Orion kills 4 of the Flamer foot platoon, cool. Toro misses on his 12. Friendly laser carrier at the Vulcan, who managed to get behind my lines, but the laser carrier doing some work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so many solid hits and 1 glancing blow. That's center torso, right arm, left leg, right arm again, going internal, left arm going internal, right arm destroyed, 3 to the right torso, leaving 5. So that Vulcan is hurting now. With the right arm gone, is that his machine? That's his flamer, so that's cool. He is now a significantly reduced threat to my infantry guys. Wolverine firing on the Atlas, misses with his medium laser, hits with the autocannon, 5 to the left torso, 2 to the right torso from an SRM. 5 missiles hit. There was a break here that made me think it was done. But that's edge taking effect. So 2 to the center torso, 2 edge remaining, 2 to the right torso, 2 to the right leg, 2 to the left torso. Pretty minor stuff to repair. Warhammer on the Vedette, immobilized and destroyed, as I was hoping for. The Atlas at the Wolverine hits with 1 medium laser to the arm, and everything else hits the building, which brings it down to 51 construction factor. Okay, we're gonna finish this battle? Yeah, I think we are. If it's not already technically over. We only had to take out another 2,000 BV worth of guys, and that Wolverine is in danger. The Vulcan's taking a beating. Yeah, things are going really well. SRM-2 turret doing more damage on that Vulcan. 2 to the center torso, leaving 3. 1 point of internal structure left on the left arm. 3 armor left on the left leg. Whitworth on 11's missing with everything. The Archer at the Pegasus, immobilized. Nice. Immobilized twice with damage to the front and left side. LRM-20 at the Wolverine hits with 6 to the right leg and arm. The civilian Marsden at the Vulcan hits with all 6 of his SRMs. Nice. Center torso, left torso, head, consciousness check. Left arm destroyed. Left torso, critical. That's weird. I never noticed that. Okay, I guess it doesn't actually have an effect. That must just be an artifact of the way it notates things. Because the through armor crit is, I think, this line right here. Yeah, because the internal damage rolls a critical hit, and then the through armor crit rolls a critical hit, and then it just says left torso critical here because it was critical here, but it's not, it didn't actually roll a crit. So that's kind of an interesting thing to notice. 2 to the right torso, 2 to the left torso, and a machine gun glancing off the left torso for 1 point of damage. Hey, I'll take it. Jenner at the Archer misses both of his 7s. Vulcan shooting at building 28. Because I'm tired of saying 330028, so I'm just gonna drag it out even more. Medium laser, machine gun, autocannon, flamer. No big deal. 126 CF remaining. That turret is pretty safe. Autocannon 5 field gunners at the assassin, blowing off his right arm by destroying his right torso. Medium laser turret at the Vulcan. 2 to the center torso, crits the engine. 2 to the left torso, leaves it with 0 armor. The assassin returning fire at the archer with 4 LRMs to the leg. 12 armor remaining. Friendly manticore shooting at the foot platoon but missing. Commando shooting at the foot platoon kills just 6 of them, but still, they're less than half strength now. Drillson at the archer hits the left torso with a large laser. That archer is actually getting really lazy. Really lucky with the laser hits. He's taken 3 large lasers, and I think it was left leg, left torso. So, like, if 2 of those had landed in the same place, it would be getting really thin. Missing with all 6 of his SRM2s, so appreciate that. Friendly Quasit at the Drillson, missed with everything. Pegasus at the Archer hits with 8 SRMs, and now that left torso is starting to look pretty weak. Down to, looks like 4 armor, costing an edge to reroll a head hit. Right arm is down to 11. Center torso still at 26, so we're not in dire trouble right now, but that there is ammo in that left torso, so I'm a little uncomfortable being down to 4 armor. And building 26 collapses due to heavy load. I'm glad there were no civilians in there. Wolverine is hit by falling debris for 6 damage to the right arm, leaving him with 4 armor. And it falls 6 levels, suffering 42 damage. Sweet. 5 to the left arm, 5 to the right arm, crit the upper arm, 5 to the left torso, 5 more to the right arm, critical hit blows the arm off, 5 to the right torso, 5 more to the right torso, 5 more to the, 5 to the right torso, leaving him with 5 armor there, 5 to the center torso, leaving him with 5, and 2 to the left torso, leaving him with 5. That is kind of a weird mathematical coincidence. Needs an 11 to avoid damage, makes his first consciousness check. Archer needs a 5, gets a 7. Vulcan needs an 8, gets a 9. So Vulcan is still standing. Orion has no one to kick. Warhammer has no one to kick. Atlas has no one to kick. Archer, you'll have someone to kick on a 2. Nice. Commando, we're not kicking buildings for no reason. Archer destroys the Pegasus, so that's cool. And the Vulcan 330028, yeah, not a problem. Awesome up to 4 heat, Orion up to 2, Warhammer at 4, Atlas at 4. I like staying at 4 heat. I don't like going above 4 heat. I will do it in an emergency. You'll almost never see me go above 8 though. And I guess that's just my conservative playstyle, but 4 heat to me is optimal efficiency. Whitworth is up to 8, so that's going to be a targeting penalty for him next turn. The Crusader, didn't realize I didn't see him during the firing phase, but apparently he just walked and did nothing else. All the civilian units at 0. The Vulcan is now at 9 heat, so he's hurting. The Assassin is at 6. The Jenner is at 7. So, and we have them down to, what, 67, 18, which is less than half of, wait, let me just, okay, let me do this in pencil real quick. Because I'm using my, normally I'd do it on my phone's calculator, but I'm using that to keep an eye on the chat. So give me just 1 second. 5153 plus 7341 is 12494. Divided by 2 is, we can call that 6250. And they are down to 6,700. So we need to take them down about another 500 points. All right, we have, however, lost the initiative. Indirect fire. Yeah, try to take out this vedette again. Actually, you know what? Let's just, it's gonna scatter, but hopefully it doesn't scatter too far. Okay, you guys need to move because there is still a thumper incoming on this hex next turn, or this turn. Wolverine with a 3/5 pilot with 1 hit. Actually, still, I mean, he's lost an arm. He's down to 5s across the torso, but he still has a medium laser and an SRM, which is, I mean, not very threatening. He's going to have a penalty for standing up because he's in rubble, but he's probably still going to get up on like the 1st or 2nd try. But he won't be able to jump, and that means that he's limited to just, he can't like circumvent this terrain, and he can't go through me. So his only options for moving are to go this way. And let's see, 2 to stand up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you are not getting away from this awesome. No way, no how. So that is nice. Very advantageous. Let's see, the Orion. Let's see, there's 13 dudes left. Do we finish them off? I mean, we can't really, that's, Thumper has a range of 2 hexes, so we can't go there. We could go there. If we do that, we can still at least get 1 laser off on them, even if no one else makes themselves a target. Let's see. Monsieur French and the Grand. Well, doing the math on paper and not using your mechanical calculator. I mean, I don't own a mechanical calculator unless you count my fingers. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Get out of the houses. Artillery is coming. I'm pretending that everyone is already out of the houses. It's just property damage. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And it would be so much worse for you if you had not let me bomb your house. That's my logic. Let's see. You feeling pretty safe. Let's see. Where'd that Vulcan go? Where was he? Didn't eject, did he? No. Oh, there's the Vulcan down here. Is there anyone? Kind of want the commando here. I don't think he could get there fast enough anyway. Field gunners, relatively safe where they are now. I think the biggest threat would be the Vulcan jumping over here and laying into us. Wait, you're missing both your arms, aren't you? Yeah, you've got an autocannon and a laser. You're not the threat to my infantry that you used to be. I want to hold off and see if I can get that hunchback to move. Kind of want the archer to respond to that Jenner if we can. Autocannon, 20 field gunners. I think the biggest threat to you guys is maybe that assassin if he comes over this way. But I mean, even still, he's only rolling 4 hit locations tops. So that should, I think, only be, well, we're in the open, so it would be 4 times 2, so that would be 8 guys. Worst case scenario, I mean, it's not ideal, but I can live with it. Archer we're holding off on still. You guys. Yeah, I don't think anything's coming from that right flank. Wouldn't mind waiting for the Vulcan. Just enough to be evasive and be short range for the SRMs. Oh my goodness. It's a tough building. We're not going to pull the same thing we did with that Wolverine, but you're at close range with 2 points of evasion. If I just stand here, I need 5s to hit you. Done and done. Right, where'd the Vulcan go? Where is he? He is up here now. So he is taking cover, running like, well, 1, 2, 3. All right, so you're at short range to that medium laser turret. I get the feeling that, yeah, all right. This is feeling significantly lower stakes. All right, Wolverine tried to stand up, rolls a 3, takes 6 damage to the right leg and the right torso. Fails to avoid damage, but does make his second consciousness check. Falls again with a 4, 5 more damage to the right torso, goes internal on a heat sink and 1 to the left arm. Barely avoids damage, and then he finally barely manages to stand up, and he was able to move, what, like 2 hexes after 3 attempts? Alright, Long Tom doing damage to the Vedette, 5 to the left side. Oh, this is so nice. We need 5s and 4s. We could go -2 heat. Or how about if we, let's do 2 PPCs. The large and 1, 2, 3. I mean, we might as well go all out. I know I just was saying that I never go up to 8 heat, but I really am pretty confident that this is going to be the last round of combat, so I don't see any downside. Orion, as predicted, has no targets aside from this foot platoon. So we might as well do that. Oh, there's a Hermes over here. Where'd you come from? And also, can I shoot you? I can. Not easily. But I'll take it. Since, let me see what these numbers actually are. Okay, so torso twist that way. Left arm on a 10. Right arm on an 11. And everything else being torso mounted and out of range. That's all we're doing. Making my mech hot. 8 points of heat is not that much. I'm just a pansy about it. I mean, and again, it's just for one turn. And we'll go up to 7 with the Atlas. Not that I'm worried about anyone complaining about how I treat the Atlas or anything, but you know. And yeah, we treat ammo like it's free. Not really at all worried about the cost of ammunition. It's thousands of C-bills when we're earning millions at a time. Okay. So can't fire the big guns into our own hex. Can we do this? We can, and that's a 4. And he can't return fire because we're in the same hex. These guys, doesn't look like they have any targets. These guys, likewise, no targets. On 6s, yeah. I'd be surprised if we don't hit with all 3 of those. Yeah, you're just over here guarding our flank. How many turns for a sunny side up? And do you have to fall prone for us to get a scramble? What? Each turn is 10 seconds. I have no idea how long it takes to fry an egg, to be honest. I don't set a timer. I just watch it until it's done. But I would assume like at least a couple of minutes. So that's like 20 turns or something. All right, awesome. At the Wolverine, gyro hit, engine, nice. And 1 medium laser away from killing it entirely. But unfortunately didn't quite get there. They are in base-to-base contact though, so I should be able to kick him. He's going to be prone. So yeah, maybe we can take out the Wolverine this turn. Orion at the foot platoon. Hits with a couple of SRMs and a laser, leaving 7 guys. The SRM-2 turret missing on 9s. The Wolverine hits the Awesome in the arm with a medium laser. That Awesome has not taken any damage before now. Wow. Yeah, that's going to be an easy repair. Warhammer at the Hunchback hits on a 10 to the leg. Nice. But misses the Hermes. The Atlas on the Hunchback hits for 10 to the left torso, 5 each to the right center, right again, the arm and the leg, and 4 of his missiles. That left torso is down to 8 armor. The Hunchback on the Atlas hits, only needed a 5, but it's an Atlas. It can take an autocannon 20. That's why I put him there. Medium laser to the center torso, small laser to the right arm. That's, I mean, yeah, it hurts a little bit, but it could have been much, much worse. The Archer at the Jenner hits the right torso and the left torso twice. Missed with the LRMs, predictably. The Hermes at the Warhammer hits it in the back, leaving me with 9 armor. The Field Gunners at the Assassin hits for 9 damage to the center torso, right leg, and 1 to the left torso. The Crusader at the Infantry gets the kill. The Jenner at the Archer hits with 2 lasers to the right torso and left arm. The Vulcan shooting a laser at the building. The laser turret at the Vulcan hits a glancing blow to the center torso. My autocannon 5 field gunners at the assassin to the left arm twice, transferring to the left torso. Nice. The Quasit misses the Jenner with an LRM-5. The Commando shooting at the dead infantry platoon. The Drillson shooting a building. Atlas needs a 4 and only gets a 5. Well, making me aware that there are odds at play, and I push my luck sometimes. The Hunchback needs an 8, gets an 11. Wolverine. Okay, the Wolverine killed himself by falling. I am going to give that one, obviously, to the Awesome. And he dies in the ejection, sadly. Alright, so the Awesome, no target. The Orion, no target. Warhammer, no target. Atlas. Since we fired the arm lasers, all we can do is kick, but it's a guaranteed hit for 20 damage, which is going to force 2 PSRs. Hunchback kicked me in the leg for 10. I returned fire also to the left leg, almost destroying it outright. He does not go down though. Almost, but not quite. Awesome at 8 heat, but we knew that. Atlas at 7. This is fine. The Vulcan is now at 13 heat. Did we hit? We must have hit him in the engine because there's no way he's building up 14 heat on his own. Jenner still at 7. Okay. And we have them down to about 5,500 BV. So that is well within the parameters for victory conditions. All right. So that actually didn't take as long as I was afraid it might, being that it was such a big battle and all. Oh, and after we declare victory, the mobile long tom lands, hits the Hunchback in its already damaged left torso, blows up its ammo. So that is a kill for the artillery. And the Atlas takes 5. Oh well. Left leg, still holding strong. The Thumper needs a 15 to hit and scatters off the board. Alright. So I think the only kill that I needed to make a note of was the Awesome taking out the Wolverine. And yeah, everyone built up 0 heat except for the Vulcan. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he took an engine hit at one point. I don't remember that. Yeah, because why not? It's 2 extra clicks. Not even, it's 1 extra click. We most certainly did. This is an outstanding victory. I'm very proud of everyone. Field Gunner 3, you guys were technically destroyed. But I'm actually not sure if they'll be removed from my roster. We saved the city, most of the city, some of the city. Yeah, I want to say only 1 building was outright destroyed, and that was the one the Wolverine was standing on. So, I mean, considering just how many buildings there were on that board, I would say, yeah, we saved like 99% of the city, at least. Let's see, someone got hurt. One of my pilots. I mean, obviously I know the infantry got hurt. Yeah, some of them are dead. They're all wounded. It hurts me. I don't like losing people, even infantry, which is why I don't use infantry a lot, because I don't like losing them. It makes me feel bad when my people die. Alright, the Vulcan with no arms, but well, the armless Vulcan got the armless assassin got away. The Drillson lightly damaged. Okay. The Vedette was immobilized. This is the one we were shelling. We've got 50% salvage, and we basically used none of that up to this point. So we can probably take just about everything here and still be well under. Silent cares for his soldiers' lives. He couldn't make it in real life command position. No, absolutely not. I do not have the mental or testicular fortitude to tell people what to do when there are lives on the line. We don't want to salvage that. Honestly, we don't even really want this guy. It's a head and a pair of legs. We'll take it, whatever. It's 200,000 C-bills, and we're still only at 20%. So we're saving that for later. Let's see. We did not capture any of those guys. We captured some infantry, I guess it looks like. Maybe we can incorporate them into the platoon of mine that lost people. The Maxim. Maxim? I guess we destroyed the Maxim. Honestly, it all kind of runs together at this late at night. Let's see, the Stinger was wounded, somehow escaped anyway. Vedette, wounded, killed. Okay, so we actually didn't capture too much. Let's see, yes. Wolverine goes to the Awesome. The Stinger was the Commando, which is not technically our Commando. And the Vedette. Who killed the Vedette? Was that a friendly? I don't think it was one of ours. I don't know. It's one kill. Preserve 3. We did actually preserve all of the turrets. Don't know why it says we didn't. Must just be an interface thing, I guess. Preserve 100%. Yes, we did not lose anyone but that one infantry platoon. That makes me very happy. All right, so ensure that at least 3 units survive. Check. Following units deployed must survive. Check. Destroy, cripple, or force withdrawal of 50%. Check. Ensure 50% survival. Check. So, for some reason I was expecting there to be ATB bonus rolls in that, but I don't know why. There was nothing in the briefing about bonus rolls. Salvaging 3 Vedettes, a Maxim, and a Stinger. Recovered everything except... Well, it says we recovered all of the field gunners, which I know technically maybe shouldn't necessarily be true. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We lost 10 people. And they shall be... their names shall be interred in the rolls of honor. They are... For shame. Every one of those names, I will get them tattooed on me so that I never forget. Just don't, like, hold me to that or anything. Alright. You... Actually, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to go ahead... Check, check, check. Actually, you know what? Let me do it this way with the Shift key and then the Control key, because I don't know how to do it the other way around. Oh. I know it doesn't really make much of a difference to the game itself, but I'm doing this for me. All of the wounded survivors get purple hearts. That gives them, I think, 1 XP apiece, right? Yeah, purple heart is an XP. And if I really wanted to, I could give them all combat action medals and give them all edge, but I am not down for that level of micromanagement. The purple heart to me is, I don't know, I like being able to go through my soldiers and be like, oh, this guy got wounded at one point. To me, that just gives the roster more character, more flavor, and I appreciate that, but I'm not going to keep track of which of my infantrymen have seen combat and which haven't. Alright, so, real quick, so Murdoch got 2 kills, the Drillson and the Awesome. Wait, 309, oh wait, it's 329. Murdoch got no kills. Wait, oh, the Hunchback. Oh, bugger, where was the Hunchback in the after action report? I don't remember seeing it. Alright, I'm in entirely the wrong place for that. Where is it? There we go. Add kill. Let's see, that was HBK, that was a 4G, right? I'm doing it that way because that's how how it's listed in the briefing. And I know because I've done this before. And that was 23 before, so it did award experience for that. Okay, good to know. And yeah, all right. Archer, Petra, got the Pegasus, but nothing else. Fred Jones, real quick, award combat action for his 2nd point of edge. Congratulations. Only got the Wolverine. I guess because we kind of outnumbered them, you can't expect everyone to have multiple kills, but it feels like everyone deserves multiple kills for that mission. Like, we just obliterated them entirely. Petra got the Maxim, or Vernita, excuse me. Frederick French got the Vedette. Alright, so that should be, I believe, all of the awards in order. Yes? Alright, now, 20 XP, that's not enough for anything, I don't think. Vernita, 10 XP is not enough for anything yet. Frederick French, 5 XP, not enough for anything yet. Didn't the Hunchback get decked by the artillery? Oh man, yeah, you're right. I was thinking it fell on its ammo, but it fell after the artillery hit it, didn't it? Okay. Well, I just wasted however long that took. Okay, so we should be back down to 23 XP. No. GM mode. I wonder if this works. I've never tried doing it this way before. -1. Nope, that did not work. GM mode. Set XP. Okay, that's what I needed. But yeah, for some reason I was thinking that the Atlas had knocked over the Hunchback and it fell on its ammo, but you're absolutely right. It was... was that the Thumper? Or was that the Mobile Long Tom? Yep, there it is. And it was ID 56. Yeah. Where was he? Yeah. See, this is what I was referring to when I said that I had seen it that way in the briefing. Okay, so yes, kills are properly assigned. XP is properly assigned. I wonder if... Okay. Gunnery vehicle. Gunnery vehicle. Gunnery vehicle. Okay, so I appreciate you pointing that out. Otherwise, my bookkeeping would have been off and it would have bothered me. Maybe not right away. Maybe I never would have noticed, but in the afterlife, it would have been brought to my attention and I would have been furious. So, thank you. I don't know. All right. So, base attack, refit, Fred Jones and his awesome The Hoser's Ride. Jakob Bele is defected to us. George Rigby is defecting to us. Mubarak Ognenovic is defecting. Arturo Ferrara recovered The Hoser's Ride. 625 C-bills for 5 points of armor. Orion 4,000, Warhammer 2,500, Atlas 25,000, Archer 38,000. Field Gunner number 3, we got paid less than 1,000 C-bills for those 10 people that died. That doesn't really. We got paid like 100 C-bills per dude. That's for shame. Mobile Long Tom 4,000, all ammo. Long Toms have expensive ammo. That's literally, I think, the only weapon I think I'm concerned about the cost of ammo for. Even Thumper. Fired the same number of rounds, C-bill cost is about 1/10 as much. So yeah, we've got... Okay, going into the hangar, let's check status. We can go ahead and in the field, in the field, in the field, in the field, in the... Not you. In the field, in the field, in the field. Do. Set everything. Alright, and you guys are all transport bay. Oh, speaking of which, now that we have more mechs, not everyone is going to fit in the transport bay of a Leopard. If I recall, it has 4 transport bays. Rifleman is staying in the transport bay. Archer has 8 repairs needed. Orion has no repairs needed. Alright, so you can in the field. Warhammer has 2 repairs. Atlas has 7 repairs. Awesome has 1 repair. So you're in the field. Alright, so of our active mechs, status. Alright, so we've got the Rifleman is staying put. I think I mean, I don't really care too much about this stinger, honestly. It's cash money or it's a head, basically. Yeah, honestly, I don't really feel like salvaging it. Its head is not as valuable to me as just the cash. So, there we go. All right, so the rifleman is in the transport bay, the archer, the atlas, and the warhammer are in transport bays. That's 4. Why is the awesome in orange? Why is the awesome the same color as all of these salvaged and crippled tanks? I don't understand. I'm guessing it's just a graphical glitch. So the field gunners. I mean, I don't know why it does that. Field gunners can reload themselves. It is, in fact, the only way for them to reload because there are no techs. Your techs get skill points for salvaging it, though. Yeah, but doesn't have someone assigned for maintenance. Yeah. Let's see. That's under general. Yes. Thank you for pointing that out. It would have given me a warning, but I don't like that warning. This vidette is technically going to be part of, actually, we do not have any vehicle crew to spare. We can hire them. We can promote them. Okay. Actually, regular, veteran. All right, you're gonna be a sergeant. So we'll do it like this. Y'all corporals. Your sergeant. And we can, let's see, those are all, almost all hover vehicles. Huh? All right, yeah. Oh, not a mech. All right. We now have a QRF with an actual tank in it. Let's see. Aside from actually getting into repairs, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the reloading of all of these things that needed to be reloaded, all of the infantry. And then after that, I think, yeah. It's been a long stream. I appreciate you guys sticking around with me for this long, but it's getting late. It is just about time for me to be hitting the sack. Go ahead and, well, yes, I have a lot of save files. Don't judge me. This is the save file I used last time. This is the one I created later in the week when I added Fred Jones because I didn't advance the day and I didn't want to save over the old save file, so just because that's how I roll, I guess. I'm a little, I guess, OCD about certain things. So yeah, this is all right. Okay, everything appears to be in order. I've got some repairs to start with next week. Might have to acquire some parts. We're good for armor. Well, let me just, okay. I know, I just saved my game as if I'm gonna stop playing, but I'm addicted, what can I say? Ammo, 50 shots, sure. Let's go ahead and buy some more of these. Not too worried about tracer ammo. All right, one more time. There we go. Yes, again. All right, well, thank you everyone for bearing with me. I do appreciate it. I look forward to seeing everybody next week. Thanks for coming out. This has been the Silent K, and yeah, thanks for letting us watch. Hey, I mean, it's my pleasure. I'd be doing this either way, but it's nice to have, you know, people here along for the ride. So I'm super stoked. Yeah. Sorry, I'm honestly just a little speechless. It's late. I'm frazzled. Cannot express to you guys enough how much I appreciate having you, your help and your attention. It means a lot to me. It really does. But yeah, this is where I'm going to call it for tonight. Look forward to seeing everyone next week. Don't forget to check out the Discord. I'll double check after this and make sure that there is a link available on Twitch. I don't know if I'm going to put the link on YouTube. I feel like that might be, I don't want to say inviting trouble, but I don't know if I'm ready to go quite that public yet. But yeah, y'all have a good night. See you next week.